Today, the newest episode of the amazing digital circus came out. Just like the pilot, it contained a bunch of fun references and secrets in the background that you may have missed on your first viewing. In this video, I'll cover all the ones I noticed. So right off the bat, Zubul has a different look, with randomized body parts. This is something that Gooseworks said would happen, with Goose saying in each episode Zubul will look different. She has a different walk cycle compared to the pilot as well. Bubble says she's trying to quit smoking bubbles. Outside of the Candy Kingdom gate, there's two signs saying for the fudge monster to keep out. We find out why later in the episode. While the gang go into the kingdom, you'll notice all the NPCs cheering. They have a couple different sets of animations, but there's a couple unique ones. We see two holding hands. One NPC is so excited it accidentally shakes the head off the one beside it, frightening it. And then we have this NPC that pushes Gangle over, breaking her mask, which is now running gag. On the outside of the Candy Kingdom's castle, there's a mural of Cain and some doves. The Candy Princess mentions this, calling Cain God, meaning all of the NPCs in this virtual world revere him as their creator. This could be a coincidence, but the entire Candy Kingdom and the princess feels like it's inspired from Cuphead. Cuphead even has its own Candy Princess, who bears a striking resemblance to the one in episode 2. The war rig and the entire battle segment are references to a film called Mad Max Fury Road. The war rig fights a spike-covered fuel tanker just like in Fury Road. In that movie, the war rig also had a signature horn sound. Jax runs to the war rig thinking it'll have a cool horn, but it sounds awful, so he swaps seats, which is pretty funny. Jax also carries a sawed-off shotgun like the one from the movie. Pomni gets stretched between the two vehicles. This is likely a reference to Scrat from the animated Ice Age movies. I missed this the first time, but the two crocodile characters are opposites of each other. One has arms that are too short to reach Pomni, while the second one's arms are too long to reach the gear stick. When the smaller crocodile is holding the rope, he strikes a pose each time he's dodging the rocks. A little white effect appears behind him and a funny sound effect plays. This is actually a reference to an indie game called Pizza Tower. When the main character Peppino taunts in-game, he does a little pose with this sound effect, just like in episode 2. Ratha and Kinger get covered in knives. Ratha's knife hits her in the forehead, a reference to her sneak peek teaser video prior to the release of the pilot. Ratha gets stabbed through the chest by the spikes and fluff comes out. She grabs onto the spike, so when it gets pulled out, her arms get pulled through her chest. Pomni and Gummy Goo get glitched out of the map. As they fall, we see some teapots. This is a reference to the Utah teapot, which is a famous in-joke among programmers. Basically, the Utah teapot was created in 1975 as a reference model, since a teapot is good for showing shadows, shade, colour and depth when modelling. It's been referenced in a bunch of stuff like The Simpsons and Toy Story. Pomni and Gummy Goo fall into a special area of the map. This is called a dev room or a test area. Basically, these are seen in video games or software as a place to keep objects for rendering or to test various things. Even the little butterfly that floated around the Candy Princess from earlier is visible on the right. The fudge monster is voiced by Ratha. He's known for having voiced characters in Smiling Friends, Has Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss. And lastly, during the very end, we see Pomni thinking about her nightmare from the start of the episode. She gets saved by a group of hands. We can see Ratha, Zubul and Gangle. However, Kinger and Jax's hands are missing. This is probably because Pomni hasn't spent enough time around Kinger to like him just yet, and she actively hates Jax. So that was all of the things I noticed during the latest episode. Did you spot these secrets? Is there anything I missed? Let me know in the comments section down below.